It all began in a small rural town in Maine called Cherryfield. It's the year 1950, in a chilling late fall evening when the goatman was first spotted. The word of him spread fast as the witness quickly reported this sighting. The creature became well known and created a panic within the town.
Residents of Cherryfield are locking their doors after an eerie encounter with what some are calling the goatman. Late last night, local Thomas Larkin reported seeing a tall, horned figure standing at the edge of the tree line near Route 182, just outside town. Other townsfolk have come forward with similar reports: strange hoofprints in the mud, distant, unnatural wailing in the dead of night, and even livestock found mutilated without explanation. Some believe it's just an old legend come back to life, but others fear something far more sinister. Authorities have yet to comment, but Cherryfield residents are on high alert. Whether cryptid or prank, one thing is certain: something is lurking in the Maine woods, and it's watching.
It was 500 BC when residents residing in the woodlands of Cherryfield first spotted the goatman. Stories of the goatman are often used to explain strange disappearances or warn children to stay away from the woods. Fast forward to the 1950s, when a man driving through the outskirts of Cherryfield encountered the creature when his car suddenly stopped in the woods heading home from work. Upon inspecting the issue, he saw the goatman about 200 feet away watching him. Described as a hybrid of human and goat with human-like limbs and goat-like horns, hooves, and face. The creature is said to inhabit dark, remote woods and is often associated with strange sounds and sightings. Two main theories explain the goatman. One suggests it's a cursed figure that protects farmland, and the other claims it's the result of a failed experiment that turned a scientist into the creature. The Old Alton Bridge, which is also known as the Goatman Bridge, is a historic location famous for its eerie legends and paranormal activity. The creature is believed to be either killed or cursed in the area, and it is said to haunt the bridge or anyone who chooses to tour it.
My name is Brianna and my major is nursing.
My name is Alex Murray, or Alex for short, and my major is general business.
There's not a specific crypt that I believe in, but I do believe that the ocean may have some creatures that have yet to be discovered, just because there's not a lot of areas in the ocean that have been explored yet.
I believe in some cryptids, but not all. Mainly, I believe in the ones like Nessie, because the ocean is so big and we have not explored barely any of it compared to space, which is much bigger.
I actually have heard about the goatman on a few different occasions. I stumbled across a variety of investigations about the goatman on YouTube through professional investigators such as Sam and Colby and BuzzFeed.
Honestly, I was scrolling through TikTok and saw one of those videos going over different paranormal activities like cryptids, and over like the Yeti, the skunk ape man, Bigfoot, and the one that caught my attention was the goatman because one of my best friends lives in Maine.
Tonight, we investigate the Old Alton Bridge, also known as Goatman's Bridge.
AKA the Goatman's Bridge, as part of our ongoing investigation into the
Denver County Bridge is the focus of a terrifying story.
Today we are exploring trails and what we believe is the Goatman and its last known location. It definitely holds a lot of mysteries, and the Goatman is here. What is that?
When the word of the Goatman was first spread through news outlets and newspapers, terror began to erupt around Cherryfield, Maine, and eventually throughout the entire nation. As more and more sightings were reported to police and news stations, locals began drawing of what they thought the Goatman looked like. And this was due to the fact that technology was not fully developed in the 50s yet. Ultimately, as years turned into decades, the Goatman media slowly started to decline. This was until the Goatman Bridge, which is also referred to as the Old Alton Bridge, grew popularity and recognition on YouTube almost a decade ago. With the help of popular investigators including BuzzFeed and Sam Colby, stories and conspiracy theories surrounding the Goatman sparked lots of media and piqued the public's interest. We have interviewed random people at the University of West Florida Commons on if they have heard about the Goatman. If so, how did they find out about him, and here's what they said.
No.
I do not know.
No, I do not know the Goatman.
I do not know the Goatman.
No.
No. No, I don't know the Goatman.
No. No. I do know the Goatman, mainly from Greek mythology, seeing it in movies and like Perseus or something like that.
Yes. Why YouTube, Wendigo, mostly just through online mediums. You know, cryptids are a big thing out there, you know?
I do not know the Goatman.
No.
No, I do not know the Goatman.
No. No.
Yes, I actually do know the Goatman. My classmates have told me about the cryptid because they're doing it.
I do not know the Goatman.
Overall, we have interviewed a total of 18 students. Majority of these students have not heard about the Goatman, and those that have heard about him were through different sources. The Old Alton Bridge has helped with the Goatman legend in modern times. With the active rise of social media, the internet has made it easier for people across the world to share stories, photos, and rumors, which has fueled this phenomenon further. The bridge has helped bring together local folklore and urban legends to create the myth of the Goatman as it is known today. However, despite its heavy exposure on the internet, the Goatman is now one of the lesser known cryptids. It is impossible to know when the first ever urban legend was told. What we do know is that myths and folklore have been around for many centuries. Over the past few decades, myths have spread like wildfire, especially with technology advancing each day. With the internet, videos, articles, and pictures are very accessible. With easy access to the internet and social media, people across the globe are able to spread their opinions, thoughts, concerns, and beliefs on each theory that exists. These urban folklore has stuck around for a long period of time because these beliefs such as the Yeti, Bigfoot, Friday the 13th, Bloody Mary, and Slender Man evolve with time. Many different stories tying into each of these myths, which make them more intriguing to research and learn about. Shared beliefs on each of these conspiracies can spark friendships which unites people. The Goatman conspiracies have had conflicting sides for as long as its sightings were initially reported. Some view the Goatman as just folklore, while others believe there is more. The Goatman's folklore roots are drawn from Greek mythology, Christian symbolism, and ancient myths, which are often tied to witchcraft or serving as warnings to avoid dangerous or unknown places. Multiple sightings across the US have led to various theories. Some see the Goatman as a paranormal cryptid, and some believe in the Tulpa theory, which is a belief that people thinking of him may manifest him into reality. When it comes to believing in urban legends, varieties of people from different backgrounds, cultures, and beliefs have all collectively gathered their own thoughts on the same myths or different ones. Every person will create their opinions on different conspiracies solely based on their culture and what they grew up around. This is not based on any level of education or class rank. We have gathered people from different backgrounds, beliefs, and ages to determine why they believe in cryptids.
People need something to believe in at the end of the day. It might not all be superstition, but at the end of the day, somebody got to be that person. So that's how I see it.
To be honest, I think it's really just movies, books. You know, people read them, watch them, they think it's true. So, you know, sometimes people like to go out there in the woods trying to look for Bigfoot or trying to look for those things.
I don't know, people obsession with fantasy, you know, just want to explore, or like people making stories about it. So I feel like that's probably why.
It is a interesting topic to research, and it gives people something to believe in other than the ordinary.
And some people are like really interested in like solving mysteries. You know, back before there was like cameras and stuff, they would like explain phenomenons like to each other, and there was like before there was scientific evidence of things. Probably started as like a myth, and people just started to believe in it a little bit more as time went on, you know, hearing it from one person to another.
I think it's fun just to have the idea of like myths and stories like that, like the Big Bad Wolf, or it's just comforting ideas, I guess, to think of like supernatural spirits, of like there's a huge footprint in my like yard after a rain, like it could be Bigfoot. I guess they're just fun for children to believe in, but as adults you kind of just grow out of it, I suppose.
I think partially because it's starting to become more popularized just through like internet culture and that kind of stuff. And also it's just kind of fun to think that there's something else out there besides just us, and being able to like explain things that we normally can't explain. So disappearances, deaths, things that it's hard for us to wrap our minds around. It gives us something to focus on that makes it make more sense.
All these people who come from multiple distinct backgrounds and education have formed their perspectives on cryptids and have explained why they believe they are more than just a tale. Aging back to the 1950s in Cherryfield, Maine, the part human, part goat creature known today as the Goat Man was first reportedly seen when a man stumbled upon it while driving home from a gas station late at night. From that moment on, reported sightings began to increase. Around the same time, the Maryland Goat Man was getting attention, with newspapers and local news outlets fueling public interest and paranoia. But Maryland wasn't alone. Reports of similar creatures began to surface in other corners of the nation. States like Kentucky, Arkansas, and Wisconsin have recorded sightings of the Goat Man for several decades. The most popular existence of this cryptid would be located at the Old Alton Bridge in Texas. Despite the Goat Man gaining some exposure over the years, it is one of the lesser known cryptids. Overall, the Goat Man is not seen just as a monster. It symbolizes fear, mystery, and folklore that has made an impact on towns all over America. Whether he is a mutated scientist, a vengeful spirit, or a creature from the woods, every version of him reinforces the idea that the Goat Man is something less than human, or maybe something far worse, and that's exactly what makes him so terrifying.